Why'd you go with a little bit more of this heavier style? I know you talk about a guitar change as well, but was that a lot more into this heavier style that you focused in on with this album?
So basically, before we started writing this album, obviously we had a guitarist change, so we kind of had to re-evaluate kind of where the band stood like creatively, you know. So what we did was we looked back at the previous album, The Disconnect, and essentially that was my first album with the band, and what we really like, you know, hindsight is 2020. You know, we're all super proud of The Disconnect, but when you look back at it, it's kind of like the old Heart of a Coward sound trying to fit me into it, you know. So like this time around we were like, look, we need, first of all, the band, we got a new member in, there's a new fresher sound to what's going on, like, you know, let's roll with this, let's push it forwards. And essentially we decided to bring in a creative producer as well. So before we just have like a recording engineer who was incredible, a guy called Justin Hill, who like would mix, master, and add a few creative inputs here and there, right? But this time around, we worked with a producer called George Lever, who came in at the demo stage and was like, oh yeah, try this, try that, do this, do that. And he was on board with us kind of pushing the band forwards as well. And like one thing that he really like pushed for was to trim the fat, like get to the point. What's this song about? What are you trying to achieve with this? You know, like what is the song? What's the purpose of the song? You know, so whether it be, I don't know, it could just have a heavy riff. It could be about the chorus. It could be like, you know, he's just like, get to the point, stop like faffing around. And it's just like that's why the intro is literally just like, boom, boom, get it. It's just like straight into your face. Like, and that was his approach. And essentially what that meant was like, what we used to do was like write little kind of intro-y things and then do these like, you know, section, like proggier sections and stuff. And he was like, cut that out, put this together. And you just had like 3.5 minutes of just like aggressive, in your face, like metal, you know. And it was just kind of like when we started to hear the revisions and stuff, everyone was like, okay, this kind of clicks a little bit more, and we understood it. And then like Dan's creative input also comes from like electronics as well, so he's big into his like analog synths and stuff. So that played a massive part. That was something that we hadn't explored before, and he was doing all these cool stuff where like he'd record a riff into his computer and then play that back into these synths, and it would make all these mad noises, and then we just use that as like the backing and stuff. And it was just a really like cool creative experience to essentially like get to the point and trim the fat down to just deliver like in your face songs. Basically was kind of the process. So the band, like, it's our 5th album, you know, like the band has been doing its thing before, and it's functioned and it's worked and stuff like that. But again, looking back, now's the time to try and change that process, to try and change what, you know, progress forwards. You know, that's what it's all about.